Hello, everybody. I'm Jalen, and today I'm looking forward to trying something a little bit different here, in that I'm just going to stay completely focused on one project, and it's going to be a big project. We're going to be extending our tree farm up here all the way into this cave back here that I know I've been talking about for a couple episodes here. So, yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and I'm just going to completely stay focused here. I'm not going to let the episode get sidetracked of me going and gathering things or doing any other projects. We're just going to work on transforming this whole cave, and we've got a lot of work to do, and it's going to look really awesome in the end. I'm really looking forward to it. Get a cabin in here and just have a nice place for chopping our trees. So start off with the second biggest grind of this whole project is getting all the grass laid down. I could have went with some moss and used bone meal to spread it, but I'm really glad I ended up going with the grass. It just looks a lot cleaner, and there's already a bunch of moss in caves, so having the grass is just a little more special. And I think it just looked really good. When I got all this laid down, I was real excited for the project. I always love bringing the outside in. And I know I've been doing lots of making paths the last couple episodes, so I won't spend too much time here, but we did get a cool little round path going through here, and path going across to where the cabin's going to be, even though that path might change here in a little bit. But I also wanted to get a little section off to the side to plant some of the nether trees, get some warp wood and some crimson wood going. It has been annoying going to the nether to chop all the warped wood I've been using, and I've been using a lot, so it'll be nice having a place in the overworld. And as this project kept doing, this is one of the areas that just kept expanding as I kept going. I wasn't planning on going this big with it and filling in this whole area, but figured I'd gone that far and might as well, and now we got a whole new project to do here at some point, coming in and really making this nether area cool. We even expand it from here, but I did make a mistake. I thought for sure that I used to be able to use bone meal and spread the nylium around here, but I don't know if I'm going crazy or something changed. But either way, that was a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. We can go around and just put it where we need it to grow the trees. But I'm really liking the nether area we got going here, and like I said, that'll get even bigger here a little later. And at this point, I was really seeing the potential for our tree farm area down here. And my plan coming down was to just section out a bunch of individual areas for all the different tree types. But once I got the grass going and just things started developing, I decided I was going to go for more of an approach of making it look cool as a top priority, and we'll adjust accordingly when it comes to getting the trees. We'll have plenty of space for trees, but like I said, I think having it look cool will be better in the end. So, you know me, I like to get a good river system in. And again, this is something that I ended up putting a lot more work into once I got going than I was intending when I started the project. I just kept seeing different areas that looked good for a waterfall and figured I might as well just keep going. And I'm glad I did. I decided to go with kind of my different levels of pools of water like I did in the Elven Cave, but everything just ended up meeting up in the middle here, so I decided to just turn it into a lake. Even though this is the big open part of the cave that inspired me to build a tree farm here in the first place, now I'm not going to plant a tree in the biggest open part, but I'm definitely glad I went this route. We end up with plenty of space for trees, and just having this big open area in the middle is a lot cooler than just having the whole cave filled with trees. So, and I also really like our little stream system we got going on up here. I just really like the way they wind their way through and meet up together and then meet up in the middle. So I got going on decorating them a little bit. Once again, taking up a little bit of tree space, but well worth it. Not doing anything too fancy. Just getting some random fences around. Get a little bit of coarse dirt mixed in just to break the green up a little bit, as well as some sand, especially where the streams are flowing into the lake. And I like to put sand in corners on when I'm making a little stream like this. And then I went around with a bunch of bone meal just along the river. Where I'm planting the trees, I won't have bone meal just because it'll all get knocked down anyway, but along the river I tried to have a little more greenery going on. And then I was thinking of extending the diorite and nylium in here, like just like I had in the Elven Cave, and just have this be kind of part of the Elven Cave, but I figured since it was completely separate, it'd be kind of cool to just have it be completely different and just go with the wood theme since we're doing a tree chopping forest here. And I think the streams just look awesome here. It didn't take much work, it's nothing too fancy, but definitely just brings a whole lot of life rather than just flat green grass. And you can see we still got a decent amount of area for trees. Definitely took a lot of it away, but we'll be fixing that here in a little bit. But now I'm going to get our cabin up here. And I'm just going to get out of the way and let you kind of enjoy the process. I try to show pretty much every step, so if you watch closely, you can kind of really see my process on how I build things. I will say, as I'm going up on the roof here, I'm extending out a little bit as I go up, and that doesn't really show up in the video here very well, but that is one thing that gives this cabin the look it gets with the cool overhanging roof here. And I'm liking with this slower paced episode to be able to kind of step back and let you watch things develop. I'm really having fun editing this, to be honest, so I'm curious what you'd like to think, so let me know in the comments. I might start doing some more of these just to try to get a few more episodes out there. A little easier to edit, take a little less time, but I still find them just as satisfying, if not more, personally. But yeah, getting it all textured up here. I've definitely kind of got my way I like to do this nowadays, just kind of having the darker colors on the outside and anywhere I might imagine a shadow might be, and I think it looks really good. Then we got going on the process of clearing out the inside so I can build a little interior, and this is essentially just going to be a little base of operations for when I'm up here chopping trees. It's always nice to have a place just to, with your workbench and some extra chests for you to empty things out in, and might as well just make it a cool place to work. And I'm really glad I did the lake over here. It's going to be way cooler having the lake off the front porch than just a bunch of trees. I did go around and put these little bundles of wood, just a few logs with some rails on top, and I think they look really good. And got a couple spruce trees planted on each side of the cabin just to kind of frame it, and I think we got this looking really cool here. And I can't stress enough how good of a decision it was to have this lake in the middle and create this open space rather than having the cabin be blocked from so many angles by trees. So I'm really glad I did that. But it did lead to a lot more work because I was bound and determined to still have a lot of space for trees and have each tree have its own section. So I ended up doing a whole bunch of digging back and extending these walls back, and placing a whole lot of grass. This project overall, I think, took about 2 full chests of grass. Like I said, I saved you the trips of me going up and gathering it. But yeah, we opened up a bunch more space, and while I was at it, I opened up a bunch more space in the nether area over here. And I flattened out this area up here by the jungle forest just to create another section. This will be the smallest section, but the other sections are going to be created in this cave that kind of extends off of our main cave already, and this is where I was saying quite the big grind here getting this going. I needed 3 more sections, so I needed to create 3 layers working my way down here, and took a whole bunch of digging and digging out the ceiling a little bit to make sure I got plenty of height. So this area had plenty of height already, but the main one that really took some work was getting this bottom area down. But I'm really glad I took on this project down here. It definitely just ended up being a really cool addition to the area. End up doing a bunch of terraforming just to make it look better. And yeah, like I said, something I had no idea I was going to do when I started down here. And that's what's so cool about Minecraft, is just letting it send you in all different directions. Yeah, we got our path put in here, and now we got an area ready for some trees here pretty shortly. I end up putting a little border around the entrance just to have it pop a little bit better, and I was planning on expanding on it at some point in the future, but I end up finding that it ends up being blocked by trees for the most part. But speaking of trees, we end up going around and giving each tree its own little section here. In the new cave, we put the oak and the birch because it had the lowest ceiling, and oak and birch can grow with the lowest ceiling. At least I think. I could be wrong on that. I put mangrove up top here just because I thought it would look cool. I put spruce in the new one over by the jungle area just because I'm going to be getting so much spruce anyway, it could be the smallest place. Then I went around and got a bunch of the nether trees planted. And this area is just another one that just kept expanding as we were going down here, but it ends up being really cool. I'm really looking forward to coming back at some point in the future and really netherifying this area up. I've actually never done a huge thing of bringing the nether into the overworld. I've always thought about it, but yeah, I did a whole bunch of work in the cave here. It's probably hard to tell, but we did push the walls back quite a bit. Got quite a lot more space for the trees. And it'll look cooler when we get it lit up and you can see the mangrove up there. But one last little push of details while we wait for the trees to grow. We're going to do a really cool project on the ceiling, which I'm really looking forward to showing you here. But first, I want to get the interior done. I will show you all the cobblestone and stone we got from our work, so you can really see how much grinding we did there. But yeah, just get a nice little simple interior here. Place to just be comfortable and get organized when I'm up here chopping trees. I'm real happy with how it came out here. I like going with the little sapling theme around here for the tree farm, and I think the little greenery we got going in the walls here are really cool, and the paintings and just getting some color. And like I said, nice simple interior, but be a lot more comfortable than nothing. But yeah, I mentioned we want to do a project on the ceiling here, and you might remember a couple episodes back I discovered how light travels through this blue glass, the natural light I mean from the overworld, and I decided I was going to take that and run with it. So I put a layer of blue glass down and put some clouds on top and on bottom of it, and a few inside it just to give a little depth. Then I lined up with the coordinates from above and drilled a hole down, and you can see just getting that one hole of light just really brings a cool natural light that reflects off the glass really cool. So got myself set up a little ladder system and just went up and down a couple times, spreading the drill holes around so that the light will spread evenly across the glass up here. At nighttime you can see it doesn't get much. It does get a little bit of moonlight though, which I'm sure doesn't show up very well on YouTube, but it does look really cool down here even at nighttime. That little pop of subtle light with the really dark ceiling there, I think just looks really cool. We'll go ahead and go to sleep so you can see it in the daytime, and magically overnight here a few other details are going to get done. I just didn't want to do a whole nother montage of just a few little final details, but I did go ahead and wait for the trees to grow and planted and multiplied a few of them, and went around with some bone meal and just kind of made some tall grass and did a little lighting up of the area. Spread a little greenery around the waterfalls here. But the main event is the sky. I think this is just awesome here, and I'm really proud of myself. It's honestly the most unique thing I've ever come up with. I'm not saying I'm the first one to ever do this, but I will say I've never seen it. And as far as coming up with something on my own, I'm really proud of this one. I think it could be something that people should take and run with. And I'm definitely going to. I'll be spreading the sky around my cave system here like this a little bit. I do like the idea of doing it in kind of little pockets. And I'll even come back here to the nether area, and I'm thinking maybe do a red sky with like some orange clouds or something like that. But yeah, even just peeking through the trees here. As I walk around here, it just keeps catching my eye without me even trying to pay attention to it. And I think it's just so cool. And like I said, I plan on doing little pockets of it. And I think that looks cooler with the dark ceiling rather than just having it all be the sky. It's cool having that really dark ceiling and then the sky poking through. And yeah, our tree farm itself is looking really cool, filling in. Got our oak trees down here. Like I said, they just fit under the ceiling there. Same for the birch trees. And they're not the biggest sections, but if I need a whole bunch of one kind of wood, I can adjust accordingly. And yeah, our mangrove trees up here, and this is a really cool view of the whole farm down here. And the sky poking through there. Gotta get rid of a couple zombies. And everything about this base, our extreme little waterfall system. Again, the sky just catches my eye. We already had our big jungle tree section, which I'm just going to keep this as a jungle tree area. I like the tall trees above the elven cave down there. And then this littlest one will be a spruce area because, like I said, I'm getting so much spruce anyway. And 4 spruce trees goes a long way. And once again, just coming around the corner, the sky just totally grabs your eye. And I really had fun with this. Like I said, going about this episode a little different, and I really enjoyed editing it, and I kind of like how this one went. And like I said, I might be able to get more episodes out if I kind of go this route a little bit more. So let me know what you think. But before I go away, I got a little bit of news. If I go to settings and show days played here, we are on day 2406. So that means we've spent 506 days in Season 2 so far, which means I've met my criteria to go back to spawn, which I am really looking forward to. I will say I'm going to go one more episode over here before I do that. Episode 10, get a nice round number, and just kind of tidy up some things. But I am eligible to go back to spawn, and I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, with that, I'm going to call it an episode. And as always, I really appreciate you all for coming, and have a good day.